Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. This is Rambeard and today we're gonna talk about Mankrik, the one who lost his wife. When World of Warcraft launched, Mankrik stood at the crossroads in the Barrens. When players reached level 14, they would be able to accept 2 quests given by him, and with it, learn his story. When first approached, he tells us a little bit about the recent events that changed his life. He was presumably traveling with his wife when they were attacked by Quillboar at a small Tauren camp near the Golden Road in the Barrens. They were separated amidst the chaos, and as Mankrik tried to lead some of the camp's inhabitants away to safety, he saw his wife battling the Quillboar. Even though she killed several of the pigmen, he finally saw her being overwhelmed and pushed to the ground. A blind rage came over him and he ran towards the battle. Full of rage, he attacked the Quillboar, but to no avail as the numbers of the Quillboar were just far too great. Mankrik fell without reaching his wife and passed out. He was not dead yet though, and found himself being tended to by a Tauren druid who had found him near the Golden Road. Mankrik traveled to the crossroads where he presumably fully recovered, physically at least. Mentally he was scarred, filled with uncertainty and rage. Uncertainty for he did not know whether his wife was still alive, and rage against the Quillboar for breaking his world. This rage of his led to bloodthirst, and aside from killing Quillboar himself, he asks us to go and kill a huge amount of them as well. He also sends us looking for his wife at the Tauren camp where everything went down. The search is great, for the Golden Road is a really very long road, but eventually we do manage to find her. There she lies in the middle of the camp, dead. We bring the grim news to Mankrik, who says that, even though he hoped to find his wife safe, he already knew inside that she did not make it. For now, this is the last we see of Mankrik for a very long time. The fact that the Golden Road is so huge made finding Mankrik's wife rather hard. To no one's surprise, lots of people in the Baron's general chat would ask something along the lines of, "Where's Mankrik's wife?" As this happened more often than not, people began to get slightly annoyed and answered with witty replies like, "Your mom's house." This was the birth of the great and disturbing Baron's Jet that every vanilla Horde player will remember. When we tell Mankrik about the whereabouts of his wife, he goes there filled with grief. To at least have her body again is a great comfort for him at the time. God, that sounds wrong. And he buries her near the Groldom farm north of the crossroads. We learn her name as it is engraved on the tombstone. Olgra. After the Cataclysm revamp, we meet Mankrik again at the Groldom farm. He gives us the same message as he did previously though. He wants to see more Quillboar blood. Once again we slaughter countless of them for him, and once again he thanks us. He says that his desire for revenge still remains though. Apparently the comfort of finding his wife's corpse did not live through him for long. We leave him for now, but find him later on all the way south, near the Razorfen Kraul and Razorfen Downs, the biggest Quillboar strongholds in all of Azeroth. A shaman of the Earthen Ring tells us she saw Mankrik pass along her camp, his eyes filled with inconsolable hatred. She is worried for him and asks us to bring him a gift. When approached, he snarls at us, but quickly calms down when he realizes who we are. Once more he wants us to go and kill more Quillboar. When we deliver the quest, we can see how bad he is doing. He is yelling that he wants to see every Quillboar dead, even the women and children. He tells us he will never go back, as he is unable to live in peace without his wife. And there he stays, in front of the Razorfen strongholds, standing his ground. A true murder machine, full of rage on the outside, filled with grief on the inside. With the launch of Warlords of Draenor, we get to learn a bit about Mankrik's youth. We find his childish self at a Frostwolf camp in Nagrand. He seems a bit worried and tells us about this girl he likes. She and her parents were traveling to another camp, but they never arrived. He is worried for her and asks us to go look for her. As he tells us that the girl is called Olgra, there is no doubt that this will be his future wife. And so the search for Mankrik's wife lives on once again. Well played, Blizzard. After a not nearly as long search as back in the Barrens, we find the little girl near a small pond. Her parents lay next to her, murdered. She is crying when we approach her and tells us about the murderers, Warsong orcs. This is where we get to learn that she is a very feisty young girl indeed, as she yells, "My family must be avenged!" And she sends us on a mission to kill her parents' murderer. After we do this, we are able to return her to the camp Mankrik was in earlier, and he and Olgra are together again. What a painful foreshadowing. I guess it's not really a foreshadowing, as his wife died before all this, and at the same time she didn't. Time travel business, it's weird. Now, in Draenor, Mankrik and his girlfriend are both brown-skinned and apparently part of the Frostwolf tribe, as Olgra's parents are the Frostwolf, and as Mankrik says the following in a small conversation with a Blood Elf, after he sends us to look for his girlfriend. "We're Frostwolf, we don't lose, Blood Elf." In our timeline, they have green skin, so apparently they both drank the demon blood themselves and did not inherit their skin color. Also, Mankrik does not really seem like a Frostwolf orc in our timeline. He is wild, lets his rage get the best of him, and fully succumbs to his bloodthirst. He also carries with him a big banner which changes appearance at different points in the game. The banner is a typical item that Burning Blade clan members members carry with them rather than Frostwolf. Mankrik's banner has the Horde icon on it most of the time, but at some points in the game his banner actually bears the Burning Blade clan sign. All this suggests that Mankrik actually was a Burning Blade clan member, even though he isn't on Draenor. There are a couple of explanations. He might have been adopted as a child into the Frostwolf clan, but that will not really explain the use of his heritage. A better explanation is the fact that Kairos Dormu stated, when creating a way to enter the alternate Draenor, that not everything on this alternate Draenor would be the same as it was on the Draenor of our past. Oh well. Whether he's of Frostwolf origin or of Burning Blade origin, he will still go on an unending rampage of rage. He actually does take some breaks from the Barons, as you can get him as a companion in the Cetria's Roost event in Mount Hyjal. But that was it, the story of Mankrik, consumed by grief and hatred. A sad story indeed. I hope you enjoyed this video and also that you have a good day. Thanks for watching.